the sun refused to shine.
Is that a monkey?
How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be reviewing Kong Skull Island, the second movie in this new monster universe with Godzilla, coming out in 2014. We finally get the follow-up prequel kind of to Godzilla in Kong Skull Island that kind of sets up this universe and basically takes place in the 1970s when this group of military people and scientists go to Kong Skull Island to discover this giant ape and all these monsters, and kind of sets the tone for the rest of the universe. The movie is directed by Jordan Vogt-Roberts and stars Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson, John Goodman, and a bunch of other people that include Corey Hawkins, Jason Mitchell. There's tons and tons of people. John C. Reilly is in this movie. There's a lot of people, and a pretty stellar cast when you list off the amount of talent that is involved in making this movie. Now, does this talent pay off in the way you want it to? Not exactly. I wouldn't say so, but did I enjoy this movie? I did. When you go in to see Kong Skull Island, you want to see Kong beat up monsters and destroy things. That's basically what you want, and that's what you get in this movie. If your big gripe in Godzilla was, hey, we didn't really get to see Godzilla a whole lot, we'll see him and then cut away, you get to see Kong, and you get to see him pretty early on into the movie as well. And when this movie first started out, especially with the human characters like John Goodman and Corey Hawkins, it starts out with them, and you're like, okay, I can buy into these characters. I don't know what the problem is. But a lot of the other characters, like John Goodman, he's interesting at the beginning, and then he kind of just falls, you don't forget about him. Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston, they're just there. They're the one note. He's the tough tracker action dude, and Brie Larson's the emotional one that you can connect to Kong with, and she's the photographer. That's all they are. They're just very one-note characters. Surprisingly, the most interesting character on this one was the person I was least looking forward to, which was John C. Reilly. I won't give too much about his character away, but the reason you cast someone like John C. Reilly makes perfect sense when you're watching this movie, and he brings a lot of humor to it that I think worked in the movie. A lot of the other humor, it works some of the time, but just not all the time. Jason Mitchell's character from Straight Outta Compton, he played Eazy-E in that movie. He's in here, and he does a lot of the other humor in the movie, and he's fine. There's some funny parts in it, but I wasn't like laughing out loud a lot of the time. It was more just a little chuckle here and there. Also, Toby Kebbell's in this movie as well, and I did not know this, but I found it recently just before I watched the movie that he was also playing Kong, so that's cool. Toby Kebbell, again, he's used to playing apes a lot now because of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and Rise of the Planet of the Apes, playing Koba, and now he's playing King Kong, so that's cool. And like I said, when King Kong's on the screen, it's electric. It's so much fun to watch. When he's destroying helicopters and just wrecking house, it's awesome. And when he's destroying all these other monsters and fighting these monsters, it's so cool. And the effects are great in it. Kong looked like a real giant ape. I feel like the effects were like at least as good as the Rise of the Planet of the Apes effects. Like it's really, really good. Like I said, you're not going to go see Kong for this in-depth storyline. These characters are kind of, like, for the most part, they could have been better. They really could have. The characters weren't great. My one big, maybe it's a nitpick, but it's set in the 70s, and they play in all these, like, 70s rock songs throughout the movie. And by the third song, I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this music. It's, no problem with the music. I like the songs that they're playing. But every time it shows them putting the pin on the record player or pressing play on the tape, and it's just like, we get it. Music. Okay, 70s music. We get it. By the, 8th song in this movie, I was like, I'm so done. I was done by, the 4th or 5th one. But, it just kept going on, and I was like, okay, we understand. This is in the 70s. We get it. It was frustrating a little bit, and it kind of bothered me. And Samuel L. Jackson was fine in the movie. He's probably the one that you see a bit more of his motivations, just what he's doing a little bit more. But he's playing a Sam Jackson type character. That's basically what he's doing. But like I said, there's fun to be had in this movie, and I think if you go into the right mindset, expecting just a good popcorn flick, I think you can enjoy this movie. But if you're going into it for this this in-depth storyline and these well-developed characters, you're gonna be disappointed. And I understand if people don't like this movie, and I totally see where you're coming from. This movie is probably not for everyone, but I had fun with it at least. So with all that said, I give Kong Skull Island a movie rating of a 6.5 out of 10. I think as a movie it could have been better, but like I said, I think it ticked off enough of the boxes of the good that outweighed the bad. As for my enjoyment rating, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 because I still enjoyed it. I think, like I said, if you're in the right mindset and you know what you're getting yourself into, then I think you can definitely enjoy this movie. So let me know if you were looking forward to, if you've seen Kong Skull Island in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on that. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe and chat for more videos each and every week. That is it, and I will talk to y'all later.